Thank you so much, Carol. Good day, Toastmasters and guests. I am jubilant to be the one to give a talk. Thank you, Kimari. I'm jubilant to serve as today's table topics leader, and I'm also jubilant about the first hybrid meeting. So, as Carol said, table topics is an opportunity for you to give a speech for a minute or two. And today's speech is I'll be towing the line of Randy in terms of changing beliefs. So I know that at the beginning of the year, we tend to have ideas that we start the year with, but we are 9 months into the year. So I would like every person who is open to speaking today to tell us one idea that has changed from January up till now in a minute or two. So who wants to open the floor to that? I wouldn't want to call anyone in particular, but as many, because since we had just one speaker, we have more time to practice amongst ourselves.
No volunteers and just start calling out folks.
You can start.
Okay, Marie, first.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the question of what has changed from January until now. I immediately thought about how my 3-year-old twins have just started pre-K for the first time last week, actually. So they were in like part-time preschool before, and I was paying a lot of money for that. So pre-K in DC is free, and that's like part of the reason I'm living in DC, even though I work at the National Science Foundation in Virginia. And it's just like such a financial relief to not be paying for pre-K. And so now I can afford a lot of other things. So now I'm thinking about how I can spend that extra money I have. It's like more than a mortgage to pay for the preschool or daycare for two kids. And so that's also like a big problem in our country, that daycare and childcare is not more I guess, subsidized, especially for people who maybe don't have like actually enough money to cover that cost. And also for me, like I budgeted for 1 kid, didn't expect to get 2. So it would be nice to have more support on that end. But in thinking about what I'm going to spend my money on, we just started swimming lessons for the kids, and I'm hoping that they can learn how to swim. I'm going to buy some like new work clothes for myself. We've been going into the office a little bit more, and so I need more work clothes. And yeah, I'm like, if you guys have any ideas of things I can spend my money on now, that would be great, because I do feel a lot richer, not quite rich, but richer than I did back in January, where I was spending more than half my money on daycare. So I will yield back to Osetemega.
Thank you so much, Kimari. That was so good. I don't have a child yet, but I totally understand that idea of having extra money and trying to find out, how can I use this extra money I have? So now I would be looking forward to somebody on the Zoom call so that we can alternate it in person, online. So is anyone online who would want to give a speech about what has changed or what beliefs have changed from January up till this time?
Good afternoon, Osetemega. Thank you very much as a table topics leader of today. For those who don't know me, I'm Venus, and I am happy to be back. It's such a jubilant time to see everyone in the hybrid form. I'm not with you there in person, but I did spend it many times coming up to the Hart building. At this time, I would like to say from January to now, I did a move. January, February, and March, I moved from DC to Maryland. And in that move, I thought it would be a little simpler than I thought, because I've been staying in Maryland for a while, but my things were in Washington, D.C., down on I Street. So I had my family to come help me slowly but surely move. We did it in 3 months, so I took my time, but it was a slow process, and it went pretty fast. I was very happy that I could move, and I donated a lot of things to the Goodwill, more things than I thought I would, because I had not used a lot of those things. And it was very, very interesting, the process of leaving a place that really I had called home for quite a few years. And in the time of making the move to a transition, I should say, to Silver Spring permanently. And then it dawned on me, all of the things I have to do now, like set up for voters registration in a new place and all these things that I had taken for granted for so many years in the district. So I've been going through a transition, and if you haven't seen me for a while, I've been back and forth with this transition. I'm a little hoarse today with this transition, but I'm still trying to get back. I got a very nice email from our president to give a speech, and I had to decline for today, but I will try to get back, as I said earlier on in the first meeting I believe we had, that I do want to get back and speaking again. So I don't know what the time is, but I'm very happy to be back today, and my transition is going smoothly. Thank you very much. I see the red. Thank you.
So much, Venus. Thank you. So now we'll be transiting to those in-house. Is there anyone who would like to give a speech?
I will.
Okay, Carol.
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Leader. I think the thing that's changed for me is I am now in district leadership. So I am an area director in District 115 in Southern Nevada, which is Las Vegas, where I'm also a member of a club down there. I'm also a member of a club in Elko, Nevada, in Northern Nevada. And what this means for this club is I cannot compete in contests anymore. When you are in district leadership, you cannot compete in the international speech contest, or the evaluation contest, or the table topics contest, or the tall tales contest, all of which I have competed in, won at some levels, never win at the end, but it's the most incredible thing. It builds your skills like nothing else. You give a speech here, you're like, okay, that was good, I'm done, next project. You're doing a speech. You focus on it, you hone it, you change the topics, you think about all the different ways that you can pause, how you can put a gesture with this point, how you can make your point better with hands, and no, your hand should be here. When you're doing it online, I'm always doing all my things down here, which looks really weird. So you have to learn like where to put your hands. There's a thing in my speech where I'm a little kid and I learned to like do this. When I was talking about it, there's just all this stuff that you can do. So we have two contests coming up, as Jennifer mentioned, the evaluation contest and table topics. Table topics is basically this, it's 1 to 2 minutes. Evaluation is you hear a test speaker and you evaluate that speaker. It is amazing expertise to like just throw your head in there and try it. We can have a club contest if there's more than one person who wants to compete. And our club always has somebody who competes. Usually it's been me, but I can't. So it has to be one of you. So think about stepping up as table topics competitor or speech evaluation competitor. We have to have someone, what was the date you said, Jennifer?
Before October 15th.
Before October 15th. So like by next week, let us know if you want to compete. All you have to do is be a member. For the international speech contest, you've had to have at least a level 2 finished. But as long as you're a paid member and a club in good standing, and we are a club in very good standing, you just have to throw your name in there and then you compete at the area. Then you go on to the division and then the district. And so the area is 5 clubs. The division is probably 30 clubs, and then it's all the clubs in the district. And so I've gotten to district with very tough speeches about Nazis and fascism and all the fun, jubilant stuff I bring to this club every day. And then I lose, but that's okay, because it makes me a much better speaker, and evaluation contests makes you a better manager and a better friend. Madam Table Topics Leader.
Thank you so much, Carol, for that. Thank you for reiterating the need for us to compete and develop ourselves more. So now I'll be going over to those online, and also a reminder to our guests, feel free to also participate in this. You do not have to, but would love to also hear your voice. So who would like to continue on this table topic? We take one more online and one more in person, and we call it a day.
I can do it online.
Oh,
we have somebody get the
Someone, then you're in the room. You're next.
Both Imelda No, Immaculate and Matilda have both raised their hands, but I saw Immaculate first.
Okay, thank you. I didn't see that. Okay, go ahead, Immaculate.
Thank you, Roundtable Leader. I'm very jubilant to be here today, being my first Toastmasters Club. It's a great opportunity, and I'd like to talk about the transition that has taken place between January and now. I feel like I'm now at a better place to step out of my comfort zone. Public speaking has been a bit of concern for me because, I don't know, when COVID happened, for a long time, our meetings used to take place virtually, and I felt like I went or moved into a cocoon. So I feel like at this point in time, I am putting myself out there, trying out new things. For example, other than joining Toastmasters Club, I've also taken effort to jog in the morning, something like, it's very early in the morning, the blanket is warm, you just want to stay in bed. But yeah, getting into a daily routine. Also, I think another example of something which has happened to me recently is trying to meet people. For example, my friend Jennifer, who introduced me to Toastmasters Club, initially met virtually, and we kept having virtual meetings until one day we had to set a date for us to meet in person, which was really great. And we have met so far, I think 3 times within a span of 2 months or thereabouts. So for me, putting myself out there, getting out of my comfort zone, I think is the way to go for anyone who really wants to, achieve big things in life. I know it's a journey, and yeah, I'm ready. I'm here, ready and willing to learn from the experts. I also want to mention that I'm a woman of few words, so I think my speeches will end there. Thank you.
Thank you, too. Thank you for sharing your journey with us. So we would have Esteban, and we will then have Matilda, since she already raised up her hand, and that will be the end for table topics. Over to you, Esteban.
Okay, thank you very much, Osetemega. So the question is, how have maybe I have changed since January until now? Well, hopefully my stocks have gone up since then. But aside from that, I've been working hard to exercise and lose weight. I've lost over 20 pounds since January. And what I want to do is submit an application to the Army National Guard because I believe I can add value to the protection of the Capitol and also protection of this country through the active component if called. So I've been exercising daily and been cooking my own meals to help facilitate to losing that weight. So again, the question was, how have I changed since January? Is by getting better focus and getting myself more physically prepared to submit that application. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Esteban. Over to you, Matilda.
Okay. Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. It's my second time, and thank you. I think I'm supposed to say for Madam Table. I heard the table. Yes, Madam Tabletop. Yeah. Okay. So for me, an idea that has changed for me since January is rethinking difficult situations and fear. I have a grade one. I have a child in grade 1, and when she started school at first, there was a lot of, because she's African and we just got in from Nigeria last year, we had a lot of cultural differences. And there was the fear and the situation where I felt I should withdraw her from school. I had different things. However, we chose to embrace it. And today she has friends. She shares, now they avoid sharing foods, not because they despise, one another, but rather from the standpoint of avoiding allergies. Now she has made friends, she's enjoying school. And, it brought me to thinking that difficult situations do not have to be avoided. We don't have to avoid it. We don't have to diffuse the situation every time. We perhaps should look at it as tools for capacity building, and nobody is too young to go through such situations and learn from it. So that's what I have seen from January till this time. And thank you for the opportunity to share.
Thank you so much, Matilda. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to lead this, and I see everyone, reflecting and in between the reflection, I appreciate the fact that we're still jubilant in our reflections. So at this